Hey there, sweetness, how goes it? I do hope that it goes well. For some reason, I am not able to see the live chat on the screen. I'm not sure what that's about. I do apologize. I'm just gonna go ahead with the reading. All right, welcome home, homies. Please do try a favor. Make sure you get those likes up on your way in. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance, please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective. Please guide us all, always and always. Thank you. Quick name of the game, if there's anything that is connective to this collective that's beautiful, I invite you to take that shit with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's alright. You just leave it right where you fucking found it. It's probably a piece of information that was meant for somebody else in the collective, and you should never take something off the table, or in general, that does not belong to you. Please keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy, and let's get into it, shall we? Yes, we fucking shall. What are we getting into? Monday Madness, of course. We made it here before midnight, so... and actually, my dear Lord, today we have a Cinderella story. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Been channeling a little bit about it since I woke up this morning. It is about breaking out of the bad dreams and chasing the good ones. Not even necessarily chasing them, but following your heart enough that they can surround you. Just for the record, a card up on top here. That dream where someone's falling through a floor and ends up stuck in between. There's something about that. But I do believe that's what's an energy being left in the past. More than one energy. It's a lot of energies being left in the past. A lot of shitty dreams being let go of. One big stoner, excuse me, for any and all coughs. Alright, so if you guys have seen the posts and whatnot about the ocean, today I visited a place that I haven't seen in a long time, and the ocean is home to me. I was born and bred in a little fisherman community, born and bred of the salt water. And today I went to a spot where the land runs out and it's all ocean. And for me, yes. I found this little slipper. And I thought, Cinderella's slipper. One little Cinderella lost hers. And another found it. And instead of grabbing it and throwing it away, it meant something. Finders keepers. Yeah, something about that. But there's also a little tag on here that has a picture of a little home, and it looks like a little sailboat as well. So I was getting something about no tag backs. Okay. Almost something like, I know this was a baby, of course, that lost its shoe. But it's like one Cinderella lost the opportunity, gave up the opportunity, maybe being childish, they gave up their slipper. They lost the slipper. And so, collective, we're the ones that we're finding the slippers, you know? And something about home. And inside it says oomph. So something about oomph of power and energy around the home. Maybe that's something about how the first Cinderella kind of fudged things up. She's not even really Cinderella, all right? And she didn't know how to make a house a home. Or wouldn't figure out how to. Maybe she wasn't alone in that. I don't know. Alright. So, we're going to look up messages in Cinderella, messages in Lady Slippers, and messages in toddlers learning how to walk. Put one foot in front of the other. Put their best foot forward. Let's start with Cinderella. Just going to channel anything I can get. Something about a cinder block. That makes me think foundation. Something is a cipher being cracked. Somebody's being told. Ooh, the prince maybe being told to lock it down. Lock Cinderella down. Okay. I see the folk tale. Alright, I'm just going to channel some things. Royal Ball. Good versus evil. And the power of hope. I just said something about the power of home. Didn't I just do a short called Hopeful recently, maybe? Something about appearances. We're going to get some cards out here shortly after I do this. I just wanted to do the study on camera. Being a positive influence is magic. There has been a huge overarching theme of that around the shanty lately. Being a positive influence. Is magic. Transformation. Or honestly, just the word transform. Variance. I just stuttered. So we're going to have our own tarot version of a Cinderella story. Hello, welcome home, homies. If you guys don't know. I'm not able to see the live chat for some reason right this moment. I'm gonna dip in on my phone and check and say hi to everyone, see what's up, if I'm missing any comments or anything. But it's not working in my box on the computer. It just is this big X'd out paper face guy, and he looks mad. So, hi. I'm not ignoring anyone if you guys are talking. My bad. Not even really my bad. YouTube's bad. But thank you guys for being here, and thank you for getting those likes up, my dears. All right. So this is all just like I went on to Google and I typed in Cinderella. This is stuff I'm, pulling from all different places. So Cinderella also has another name, the Little Glass Slipper. And that is going to bring me to something else that I found at the beach that I went to. Again, you guys can find videos in the homepage. So I hopped out of the truck and I walk over to the edge where there's these huge boulders. And I'm like, man, I want to go down to the beach so bad and go grab as many rocks as I possibly can, like huge buckets full of rocks. But it was cold and I was not dressed for it. It was getting dark and things like that. So I'm like, man, I got to have at least a couple, pocket rocks. Got to have a couple pocket rocks. But first, let me get that rock. And I look at the big boulder and I noticed that there was this huge, like perfectly shaped rock to be able to grab hold of and smash. Somebody had taken these bigger, like gemstone, I do believe it's agate, like quartz and agate rocks, and smashed and smashed and smashed them with this bigger rock. And left behind, I'm sure they got, what they were looking for, but they left behind these beautiful glittering little gems that are just, I can't even really express the beauty on the camera of them. And it's like, it made me think. So as I was on the ride home, I heard the song, and this is channeling at its finest, guys, right? I heard the song, or actually no, I think it had been on the way there. Either way, heard the song. Crap, what was it? You won't find nobody to love because your heart's too broke. Now I know you ain't nothing but a liar. Yeah, I'll walk right out the fire. Learning how to walk right out the fire. Right out the fire. Learning how to walk right out of the fire. Learning how to be adult in situations that are full of disposition and discord and weakness. I like that. All right. Learning how to walk right out of forsaken circumstances. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it made me think. Somebody came along, they took this perfectly shaped big old rock and they just smashed the shit out of this gem so that they could take what they wanted and they left the rest behind. Well, again, kind of like I was just saying with this Cinderella story, okay? Someone like me comes along and I'm like, oh, it's gold. It's not really gold, I know that, but it's like that, those are beautiful little, they just, all this little, oh my God. And it's almost like shattered glass, shattered perception. So somebody's ego got shattered, and not just the one that is like overconfident and cocky, but the one that protects them from the spongy effects of discord and weakness and disposition. That fire, those forsaken circumstances. Somebody was shattered. And they have believed with their whole heart, really, that they can't transform from the pieces, that no one could ever see the pieces as gold or a type of alchemical magic, you know? But well, I hate to tell them, or do I? They'd be wrong. Never too shattered to love. There's something about ascension to the throne via marriage. I also just heard, take that very cautiously. Some of you got really excited about that. Be very careful, okay? Does this shoe fit? And if it does, what does it fit? Where does it fit? How does it fit? I feel like we're going to need to do a twin flame reading, a twin flame Cinderella. It's going to be like a little 2-part series here, I guess, which I love. I'm big on the Cinderella thing, you know, and the brooms and cleaning and clearing of the rooms, yeah. Anyway, there's something about a protagonist, main character, you collective. You're coming out. You've learned how to come out. You're not just coming out, but you've learned how to come out and come out of the fire right. Come out of your forsaken circumstances correctly in a way that is going to bring you remarkable fortune. There's something about the blooming of flowers. I know something about, but this is really important. The blooming of flowers and the rooting of connection. All right. Right on all of those. All right. Kindness will be rewarded, whereas selfishness will not. So kindness rewarded. Selfishness not. All right. The earliest recorded version of the Cinderella story is the Greek tale of Rhodopis, dating back to the 1st century CE. In this story, a Greek slave girl named Rhodopis lived in Egypt, and an eagle steals one of her sandals and drops it in the lap of the king. The king, impressed by the sandal's beauty, searches for its owner and eventually finds Rhodopis, whom he marries. This is considered one of the earliest Cinderella variants, with variations appearing in various cultures and time periods. The original Greek story, also known as Rosy Cheeks, tells of a Greek slave girl who becomes a queen after a divine intervention involving a sandal and a king. You guys, there is a serious divine intervention coming involving a sandal and a king and a slave girl in some version or other. Chinese versions say Chinese folklore also features Cinderella-like stories, such as the Yashen story, which dates back to the 9th century. In this version, a girl named Yashen uses magic fish bones to create a beautiful gown and finds a husband. Dude. I found this on my last trip to the ocean. Little fish, teeth, and bone. Seriously, learning how to walk right out the fire leads you to the rainbow. European versions. I'm finding this really interesting. It's like almost as interesting or more as reading the cards. So I'm just going to keep doing this for a minute. Because as you can see, together, we're creating our own cards at the shanty. Hang on. We need to smoke real quick. European versions. The Cinderella story eventually made its way to Europe during the Renaissance. That has been an important recurrent word, along with New Beginnings and Genesis. Genesis, New Beginning. Something about no beggars. And then Renaissance. And something about only fair. Something about soul for soul. Someone tried to do something soul for soul. I don't know. That was fucking weird. Okay. Charles Perrault's Cendrillon, published in 1697, is a well-known French version that includes many elements of the modern Cinderella tale, such as the fairy godmother, the pumpkin carriage, and the glass slipper. Ooh. I just put that pumpkin up recently. There's something that you have seen in the, I don't want to say like pit of your soul, but it's like the spot where seeds go to grow inside of your soul. There's some sort of dream that you've had in there that has been protected and that you were worried was shattered by well, yourself, your own weakness, your own discords, and your own dispositions. All the times you gave your own power away at will. But it wasn't shattered. Not in a way that can't be fucking magical. Grimm version. The Grimm brothers also published a version of Cinderella in their collection of fairy tales, but it differs from Perrault's version in certain details, such as the absence of a fairy godmother and the inclusion of a shoe that is not glass. Ooh. I have to check that one out and do another reading. Motifs. Many variations of the Cinderella story share common themes, including a young woman being mistreated by her stepmother and stepsisters, an act of magic or divine intervention, a ball or party where the girl meets a prince, a lost shoe, or object that leads to her identification, and a happy ending where the girl becomes royalty. So a lot of you are about to I'm hearing so many versions of this sentence that it's making me stutter. You're going to be allowed your identification. You're going to be allowed to learn about who you are. But you're also going to be able to practice what you learn about your identification. You're going to be stepping into your own role in your life, but it's a new your own. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Me. No endowment can guarantee success and happiness. So that was a huge overarching thing coming through today. That actually, I heard something in a song for the first time. I put it on one of the shorts. It was talking about golden girl, and she was saying, don't take the easy money. Something about don't take the easy way out. And the place I went today, there's one way in and one way out, and it's not very easy. It's narrow and a little scary, but it's worth it. Oh, huh. So something about that. And something heavily marked by the theme of living in illusion, waiting for someone else to change their circumstances for them. That's being put to rest. That's what's best. Yeah. Okay. Something about uncovering some deep life lessons beyond the illusion. Something about somebody having a very unhinged point of view, and it's very thick at their baseline. There's more than one person, and it creates a lot of discord. Something about having an almost. Somebody had an almost. Somebody had an almost, and then somebody went into a dark night of the soul. Oh, because of the spark. Twin flame thing. All right. We're definitely going to have to do a Cinderella twin flame thing. There's something about mice. Something about sidekicks. Somebody's ascending. What was it that I had just said? Somebody's ascending, which is an unexpected surprise, because oftentimes they've chosen to stay in a low vibration that is like a substance for them, with someone who is unhinged, thickly at their baseline, in their point of view. Someone's finished with this. Someone's finished eating themselves alive, being eaten alive, having to eat other people alive, all that discord and disposition. I know this is hard to keep up with. I'm not, it's a little shocking to me. I'm not sure. I'm trying to keep up with it myself. But something happened a month ago, something very supersonic, and something happened 4 days ago. So something really good happened like a month ago, maybe a little over. Or it was almost happening for like a month. And then it stopped because somebody put themselves to bed. They put themselves to sleep. They felt this kick in their side, this spark, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to do this, and this. I'm going to have to trade in my old soul for a new one. I'm going to have to trade in my old life for a new beginning. I'm going to have to quit living in this like low vibration, and I'm going to have to walk right out the fire. And something about the fire being like shoot or be shot, kill or be killed, fucking always on fight or flight and survival mode type vibration. A very grim type vibration where there's just no mention and no allowance of, or no acceptance of, like, fairies and magic and God. Oh my. Somebody has been, they put themselves to sleep and they ran right back to that vibration, because stepping into the collective's vibration where people are talking about, you know, magic and fucking aliens and Jesus, I don't know, can be really, what did you just say? You need to roll a tinfoil for your fucking hat, dear. You're the ass hat, not us. Sorry. Something about that vibration, it's like shoot or be shot, kill or be killed, fucking eat or be eaten. It's like this cannibalistic fucking feeding off itself and each other type shit. Somebody's done feeding off the karmic situations and they're ready to actually nourish themselves, or they're about to be ready to nourish themselves. And if this is a twin flame thing, it needs to take two to tango, right? You know, fair is fair. A soul for a soul, a life for a life. If somebody, and it's not like, oh, obvious selves or some shit. I'm saying, like, give up the old me and the old me and come together and create the we, right? Somebody wasn't willing to do that. They ran. They went into a dark night of the soul. I'm looking at the Fool. Gone on a long journey. Ended up in some pretty fucking forsaken circumstances. Even worse than the one that they were running toward for comfort. Because Spirit doesn't want them there. Spirit doesn't want that. God doesn't want that. Their spirit team, whatever it is, their highest, greatest good, does not want that for them. Doesn't want them in forsaken circumstances. Wants them walking right out the fire. Learning how to get out of karmic situations correctly and not like a fucking sneaky ass snake. That builds your power. Like your personal power. Your inner flame. Your heart. Your character. Your vibration. All the things. And so it's like coming out of that cannibalistic shit and going into connection, new beginning, Genesis, to synergetically, is that a good, synergetically nourish, like combine and nourish in a healthy manner. It's pretty cool. Like, what have we gotten ourselves into? All right, so there is something about save the last dance for the first one. And the last one. I don't know. Something about unknowingly creating a better life. Unknowingly creating better lives. That, again, I'm getting really strong twin flame stuff and coming together, right? All right, we're going to look up lady slippers. Type of orchids. Something very strong about selenite at this time. And asparagus and Venus. Just some little keys for you guys. Something about your guys' bloodline. Spirit wants to ram something through your head about your bloodline and how stunning it is when such a rare species that was like, what is that word? Like when it's like, endangered species, but even worse than endangered, it was perceived to be gone, wiped out. Your species and your bloodline, whoever this is something really strong, and like I feel it in my gut and I need to take a hit of weed real quick. There's something about your bloodline that was perceived to be wiped out, or maybe was pretty well fucking wiped out, but you are like the last one standing. And the judgment is that through your actions, it's only fair that you get to keep standing and stand strong and bloom fucking tall and beautifully, because you refused to wither on the vine. You refused to rip seeds out like they were weeds, knowing that they were medicine. And knowing that medicine can sometimes be tough to take, but it was necessary for the soul. But there's something about there need be an understanding that so long as you and spirit are in understanding, there's no perception of lack of protection anymore. There's no threat of the wipeout. When God is with you, you will not fall. That's not to say be cocky and overconfident that you can't get hurt. But you find faith when you love God most of all. I do, anyhow. So, if y'all resonate with this Cinderella story, you must know, please know you are protected. There's something about pouches. Your children are protected too. I just saw like kangaroos. Your joeys are protected. There's something about swollen eggs. Keep your joeys protected. Something about veins. Something about resemblances. Something about moccasins. That gave me a whole lot. I'm going to move on for a minute though. We're going to look up whatever we may need to get from the word toddler today. Something about somebody's a toddler wearing an old lady costume. They're imitating something. They're trying to mock somebody. That must be the Cinderella that wasn't really Cinderella, huh? She's a Grinch. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I can't, something about somebody really gives somebody the energy of, ugh, I want to stay indoors and go to bed. But the real Cinderella, somebody has a weakness for them because they do make somebody want to stay inside and stay in bed, but it's, you know, I just started seeing Mac Miller read the Cinderella song. Yeah. Okay. Toddler. Something about active play, something about cognitive active play. Somebody claims to be the carriage, but they're not, because they don't care. They have no carriage, no social development or emotional development. Somebody's good at following direction, spiritual guidance, and it helps create the rule of this new beginning, the rule for this Genesis. Somebody's learning not to accept comparisons. Variations are okay, but comparisons aren't something. I don't know. All right. That is deep as fick. We're going to get some cards. I'm going to go with the Pot Tarot and see what you guys need. Messages for the collective, please. What the homies need most at this time. I am going to use my phone to look up the messages for these. I don't actually have the book. Alright, so this says card number 7. Card number 7 is the Chariot. I don't know if this is like 7 of something. Like 7 of buds, 7 of plants, 7 of... Yeah, 7 of buds. The 7 of buds to the Queen of buds. Alright, that's what it is. Signifies standing firm in your position. Did I say stand strong earlier? I think I did. Defending your beliefs and facing challenges with confidence and determination. Defending your beliefs. There was a message that I had channeled. A confident belief. Okay? Be confident about your beliefs at this time. That needs something written on the back. Also, this was channeled. Take a second real quick to say, every breath of every life was, is, and will always be conceived and born of emotion, so never be tricked into destroying yours, ignoring yours, trying to drink yours away, let people think that you're fucking nuts for having them. Not saying go overboard with them, but everything was born of emotion. That was important. Is important. All right. Defending your beliefs and facing challenges with confidence and determination. It suggests a time to be assertive, protect your ideas, and fight for what you believe in, even in the face of opposition. A more detailed look says the Seven of Wands. And I want to note that this flew out, like, how it did over in the past. Like, you guys have laid to rest a lot of things by standing firm in your position already, by defending your beliefs already, by facing challenges with confidence and determination already, by learning how to be assertive and when to be assertive, by learning how to protect your ideas and how to fight for what you believe in, even in the face of opposition. Staying even in the face of opposition. Gets you to the Queen of Buds, because this flew out in the past position, okay? You've been working on your growth for a long time, and sweetheart, it shows. That more detailed look says challenge and competition. The Seven of Wands represents a situation where you're being challenged or confronted and you need to defend your position. As I said, you done did it. That's how you earn your fucking slipper. Assertion and courage. It encourages you to stand up for yourself, defend your beliefs, and take a proactive stance. Again, it's been done. You have learned to trust your intuition. The card suggests that you should trust your inner wisdom and intuition, even if others disagree or try to sway you. You did that. And I guess this is, here you go, here's your fucking flowers, babe. Here they are. You're being recognized right now. I just heard, in all my shattered glory, yes, in all your shattered glory. Because that shatter made it to the other side of the discord. By choice, even though it was shattered. You didn't hesitate. You didn't lack assertion. You didn't drown in internal conflict, and you didn't give in. And there's an emphasis on the importance of your perseverance and your resilience. The importance of remaining steadfast in your goals and persevering through difficulties and hesitations. Queen of Buds. The Queen of Wands in Tarot represents confidence, creativity, and the ability to manifest desires. This is where you are today. Oh. I feel like this needs a front row seat. She embodies positive energy. Oh shit, did we not just talk about the importance of being a positive influence and it being magical and transformative? Have a confident belief in that. A strong sense of self. Have a confident belief in that. And a passionate approach to life. Have a confident belief in that. Again, I'm preaching to the choir for many. I like that. In love, career, and well-being, she encourages embracing your vibrant energy and inner strength to achieve success and fulfillment. I just heard, hug yourself. For real though. Like, look that up. That's a thing. The key aspects are optimism, self-awareness, and leadership qualities. In love, it represents a confident and passionate person in a relationship. In career, it indicates a determined and inspiring leader. And overall, it encourages you to be your most authentic self, share your gifts, and embrace your wild ambitions and your emotions and your depth and the vastness that is life in all its glory. And be grateful to be a part of it. and something about being a home-loving hard worker. And that is where your roots take hold and grow from. And those roots are like the veins for your bloodline. Even if it's this one, your one, you know. I love you guys. Gonna grab you closing guidance and get out of here. This has been a little longer than I anticipated. Intuition, we have talked about this. Go back if you need to. Intuition is your natural guidance system. Learn to trust it with patience and practice. I also said the word practice. It will never steer you wrong. It'll help you keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. Take time every day to hone your intuition. Every day. Until we speak again, my dears. Ooh, go check out all my new books. Bye.